And so I don't know if you kids ever saw, there's an old movie called Rosemary's Baby.
No.
Look it up. You ever heard of that one, Eric?
Rosemary's Baby.
Never heard of it, bro.
Yeah, because it's probably, I think it was in the 60s, 70s, in the 70s.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, way back there when I saw it, and it's very interesting. And your experience is kind of like that in its own way. But yeah, it's interesting. You're in the forest. Well, there's an old saying: "Can't see the forest for the trees." Do you know that saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You know what that means?
I really never. I mean, I know the saying. My grandfather used to say that. I don't actually know what it means.
Most people don't. Okay, so the idea is that you can't see the forest. In other words, it's like because of the trees, really. That's a different way of saying it. It's kind of poetic. You can't see the forest for the trees. Okay, but it's really what it is that you're in the forest. Okay, and you can't see. The idea is that yeah, you see the trees and whatever, and you're thinking, oh, I'm in the forest, but you can't see the whole forest. You just see what you see. And what's the idea? What usually happens when people are in the forest? They're lost. Because all the trees start to look alike. They're going here, whatever. They're lost. You're lost in the forest. And so again, that's the idea. The social consciousness is that basically. Can't see the forest for the trees. In other words, what he's saying is that you have your own little view and you're not able to see the big view. In other words, you're in the forest, but you're not able to objectively see what the forest is. You see? That's what it means. And the trinkets that you first saw and whatever, this and that, like Christmas tree, they're distractions. That's all. They're little trinkets, and whether the wind's blowing or not, it doesn't matter. They're moving around. Because they're not natural, are they? They're just things hanging there. They're distractions. And the voices you hear, well, you know, those are kind of the haunting sound. You're starting to move away from them, and you, like you said, you felt better away from them. Well, you know, there are unknown things in the forest, you know. Lots of times, you know, people don't want to go in the forest. It's spooky, it's dark, it's whatever, etc. But they don't realize they're in the forest. And so, as you see this little house over there, you know, almost like, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? And as you get closer, it keeps shrinking and shrinking, just like Alice, where she shrank down, etc., and went into wherever. But yeah, look at the sequences, and they're just like stories that you've read. I'm assuming you even saw the movie, or they've made several movies, Alice in Wonderland, you know, kind of like The Wizard of Oz and all these things, these trippy movies. And so your experience is like that. You go down into the bowels of the earth, you see? And
I never made that connection. Interesting.
Yeah, and so again, it's shrinking, and you know, kind of like your other experience when you were up on the catwalk, remember, in that warehouse, which really represented basically society, the business world, whatever, and you were walking towards something and it kept shrinking, or you couldn't quite get to it. Oh, that's right, it was the future you, or this old man. That's right, it's the old man.
Yeah, that was like from a few weeks ago on the catwalk. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was very good. That was you're having really good ones, Phil. They're very, very good because they're very descriptive. And you can make movies out of that, and that is actually, you see, because you're walking towards that old man. Okay, you're given a view. That's why you're on the catwalk. Because like on the real side, when you're on the second floor, that means you're on the real side, you're above the physical, which is the ground. When you're on the ground level, then you're in your personal self, okay? Because the house represents your personal consciousness. But in this warehouse, you're up on the catwalk, so you're above the scene, And you're seeing what most people don't see because you're above it all. Now, if you were on the ground in the warehouse, no, you wouldn't see it, but you're up on the catwalk and you're seeing your future. That's why as you walk towards it, you can't get to it because it's not there yet. But you see, you are walking towards it because you're projecting your future. Until you stop doing that, you've got a future that you're going towards, and it's really just like what you're going through, you see? And so again, when you're going underground here, and all of a sudden, you see that house is set up. The house was set up by that creature to get your interest. You know what's the old saying, curiosity killed the cat?
Yeah.
See, a lot of things go off old sayings. They really do. Just like in the beginning, you can't see the forest for the trees. See, all of a sudden you're in the forest because, see, right now in your society, you're in the forest. And you really can't see what's going on. So you're just playing in the forest. You're thinking, okay, this is where I am. This is how it is. But you're really not seeing what's going on. That's where that old saying implies. See, you're not seeing where you're at. You're just thinking you're somewhere. And that's not it either. Because again, you've been programmed by the system to think a particular way along what the system decides. And you're thinking that you're the decider. No, you're thinking what the system has created for you to think. But you're thinking, well, I can think anything. Yeah, as long as it's in the system. And just like your computer, it can't run any program. In other words, you have two computers. One has certain programs, the other has certain programs. Well, one computer can't take it from the other computer. It can't go like, oh, gee, I want your system. Well, it's not going to happen, is it? Somebody has to transfer that. You see? So the same thing is, yeah, the computer is running off what it's been programmed as, and so have you. We're in the program age. Everybody's programmed. And very few people are aware, even though they think they're aware. They have awareness. Yes, you have an awareness. You're in the physical, but you're not aware of the real you, your real awareness, you see. So they label things like spiritual and meditation and all these things. It's all huge, but it really means nothing compared to the real you, etc. It's nothing at all. And all the stuff we went through, the masters and gurus and the gods and the saviors and all that, that's all made up. They made all that up. Yeah, it's a good show. But anyhow, so you go down there and you got this creature, and you see the creature is made up because, in a particular way, because he's got a lot of experience. He's been around. He's got hair, he's got scale, he's got claws, he's got snake eyes, he's got whatever, etc. He's made himself. And I'm sure he's a shapeshifter too. Yeah, looks like shapeshifter.
What do you mean made himself? Like reincarnated and chose their form?
Don't have to reincarnate. The shapeshifters, they don't reincarnate. They keep going. They just keep going on and on. The reptilians just keep going on. They take rests and then they come back.
But I thought I had a past life as a reptilian.
Yeah, well, you probably did. You probably have sections of it, but you're thinking again that it's all the same. It ain't. Just like people, they're not all the same. They don't look different.
Not all reptilians just keep going on and on.
Yeah, for the most part, the idea is they've come to
so most of them.
Well, a certain number of them. I don't know because it's almost like countless and endless through the creation bubble. There's no census of the taking with the reptilians. Okay, so and it's like this. You got Dracula. Okay, you guys know Dracula, and Bela Lugosi was great. I used to like those movies when I was young. And so he has brides. He chomps them on the neck, and all of a sudden they're a bride. But they may become immortal, but not like Dracula. I mean, he's the main guy. You see. So again, it just depends upon how involved they get, and sometimes Dracula kills, the people that he bites, etc. He doesn't mingle with all of them, etc. So again, it's not all the same. And so again, there has to be intent there too. People have to want to do that. And some people, like, old Lon Chaney there, that was the Wolf Man. And really good, funny movie is Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. You guys ever saw that? That's a great movie. It's really funny. So the thing is that, in that movie, Lon Chaney doesn't want to turn into the Wolf Man. He was bit. And Jack Nicholson made a movie too called Wolf. You got to see that. That's really good. I've seen it several times. It's a fun movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. It's called Wolf. Mm-hmm. And he made that probably 10, 15 years ago, but it's really good. But again, you have this creature, and he's undoubtedly a shapeshifter because he's got all this stuff, but he's, the different stuff he's wearing, when you look at the movies and you see these, basically, not making fun of them, but the colored guys that wear the big hats and the furry coats that are pimps.
A furry?
Yeah. In the movies, like they wear these big furry hats and they wear these big coats. They wear these coats with the big fur around the collar and stuff like that. They're the pimps. They got these babes hanging on them or whatever, etc. And they drive the pink Cadillacs and whatever like that. See?
Oh, I thought you were talking about a furry that they put fake fur on themselves.
No. It's, I'm just using that as an example.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. See, what I'm saying is, look at the social structure. Look at the haircuts. Look at the stuff. Look at the rings in people's noses, their ears, through their tongues, and all this stuff like that. Where do you think all this nonsense comes from? Look at the mohawk haircuts and the stuff and the tattoos and whatever.
My ex really tried to get me to get nipple piercings. I wasn't comfortable with it.
Yeah. Because again, see, that's part of your subliminal control, to be part of, to become stranger and stranger and weirder and more deformed. See, look at a child that's born. Look at children. They're awesome. And look what happens to them when they turn into adults.
I mean, as much as I love my child, he was kind of ugly when he was born.
Well, you have to see through all that. It's not about the appearance. You got to see through all that. And until you do, you don't. Yeah. So again, you don't see you see the forest for the trees. So again, there's a whole lot more to everybody. Everybody's a being of light. And to look for that sincerity is very, very real. It's very, very precious. And this is where you just stay stupid in the human consciousness, think everything's a joke. That will be your life. And you'll just keep going on and on and on, rolling down the hill. And just like you did in your experience there, yeah. You're given that experience, Phil. That's a real wake up there. Yeah, you woke up. It was a false wake up. You woke up inside the dream. And all of a sudden, it's showing you that it's all a dream. And when you're going to wake up from that, you're falling down the steps, etc. So again, these are, just like that. You're going through the motion. Yeah, you got your thrill, you got your buzz there for a second, but then it all turned horrifying, didn't it? Yeah, and that's what's going on. Yeah, it's no joke, because you'll be living.
It's just what really got the panic going was after the false awakening, and suddenly I look in the mirror and I have that creature's eyes instead. Like what? Exactly. Like what the heck was in that stew that it gave me, or soup, or whatever the heck it was?
Well, I
don't know why I grabbed it. I just grabbed it.
Yeah, but again, you're taking that literally. The stew was a symbol.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It's symbolic. In other words, see, it's already there. You're already tapping in with all this stuff. So again, it's showing you. In other words, how far do you want to go with this? Mm-hmm. How far do you want to play around with this stuff? You see, because you're already in it. And, you guys do video games and stuff like that. But that is such reptilian subliminal control. Mm-hmm. I think that stuff's a lot. The video games.
Those are like my life, bro. That's my career.
Well, you can have whatever you want. You have the choice, but that is just total taplining crap. And the thing is
Fortnite, bro.
Yeah, sorry, but that's what it is. You're just buried in the matrix with all that nonsense. So the thing being is that That's what they use. That's why they invented the video games. You know, the military plays those too. And you look at the video games, it's all destruction. Everybody destroys everybody. They got you
You're
tapped
saying
in. Yeah.
I need to stop playing Fortnite?
No, I'm not saying anything.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
telling
cool.
you
That's
what it
fine
is.
then.
It's like this. You want to drink motor oil? You think motor oil tastes good? Fine, drink it, but it's going to kill you. Yeah, it can taste good, but it's going to kill you. It's just like Coca-Cola. It's going to kill you because it's poison. But you like Coca-Cola. Okay? It's up to you. I don't
I'm more
care
of a
what you.
Pepsi guy, really.
I'm just saying that it's right there. And this is the stubborn arrogance of the personal self. It has developed routines and it don't want to see what's going on. Okay? You see, the thrill is all of a sudden, oh, you've got some new information here. You're having experiences. But when it really comes to it, you still want to do what you've always done, thinking that it's going to change automatically because you can think it so. No, it won't. You actually have to do it. But whatever you decide your life to be, that's your business. I'm just telling you what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all that stuff, everything in the business world is set up for people to destroy themselves. 100%, lifetime after lifetime. Because that's what the reptilians do. They actually destroy themselves and they continue to survive it and they get worse.
Wait, I'm gonna destroy myself?
Yeah. That's
What?
the plan. See, you didn't know that. See? It's a wake up. Yeah. It's all in the plan. That's God's plan. Because the God that people
Drake
look
made
to
a song about that.
Yeah. You always hear that idea, oh, God has a plan. Well, you're living the plan. It's all self-destruct. It's all on self-destruct. You see the birds doing what humans do? No, they don't do it. They don't touch this stuff.
I've
But
seen
look
a,
at everything. Look
I've
at
seen
what
a
humans.
sequel eat a French fry.
Well, they'll do that because it's in society and they'll get caught up in that too.
Oh,
Sure,
okay, I see.
yeah, they'll get caught up in that too. Hey, all of a sudden, in Huntington Beach, where I used to live, yeah, you got concession stands. They'll fly down and take your burger if they can, because again, all of a sudden, they realize they start to see that, hey, I don't have to go fishing out there anymore. I'll just grab someone's burger. They're not stupid, but at the same time, they're going to get diseases like humans do from all that too. They're not immune.
Well, and same from the pollution that we spill everywhere with the train wrecks.
Yeah, and that
I
goes
gotta
on. And
protect my birds, man. If I was home, I could ask them so many questions. I'm not home, so I can't.
yeah, it's very real. Yeah, the world is not at all what we were told it is. None of us. So it's a wake-up time, and this is where most people, when they come across something like this, they don't want anything to do with it, because within themselves they know that they don't want to. In other words, the old saying, "Ignorance is bliss." See, in other words, they'd rather pretend that it doesn't, that there's something better or whatever. They'd rather pretend that, because you have to go through the process to get to the other side, just like you have to go through the tunnel to get to the other side before things light up again. So you got to go through a lot of stuff, just like in boot camp in the military, to where you become the soldier. Just because you join the military, you're not a soldier, until you're made into a soldier. You got to be made into a soldier. You got to qualify. And so the same with this. You kids are being tested, and you just don't instantly, oh, I'm in. No such thing. You're being tested to see, what it is that you're running. The boys are running you through some tests, and it's going to be for a lot of years too, till they can see that you've got some sincerity, you've got some focus, you got something. But at first, it's like little kids at the fairground. You're on the rides and you're having fun. But I've seen so many people over the years since 1970, since I've been teaching the thing on this, that have come and gone, even the best of them for years and years, having the most phenomenal experiences, the real guides, and they left. They even went back to their old spiritual paths. They even became black magicians. They never saw it. They never saw what's real. Like I said, haven't seen anybody that has yet either.
Dark magician?
Yeah. Yeah, so you kids are just starting out. So the thing is that, yeah, the world's not what you think it is at all. And as you go further and further, just like Alice in Wonderland, things are not what they seem. Remember Alice and the Cheshire Cat?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What? Cat?
Alice in the Wonderland, the purple
Did you have a
cat.
cat?
Yeah,
Wait.
there was a
The
cat.
cat's purple? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, remember the question she asked the cat?
Does she, Does the
No, I
cat
hadn't seen that
talk?
since I was a
Like
kid.
the bird? It's confusing, man. I don't know about this Alice and stuff.
Well, you kids are young, you see. So again, I grew up in a different generation. And so I use that as
Yeah.
reference, especially in movies, because this is what people can relate to. You know, when you talk or tell somebody something, they go, oh, okay, how do you know that? Do you believe that or whatever? But when you use like a movie and they've seen the movie, it's like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that movie. Oh, yeah, I saw that and I realized that, you know, etc. See, it's different because when you're watching a movie, you can see a person's life in 2 hours. Yeah, you don't have to wait 80 years. You can see it in 2 hours and you can understand a whole lot of things. But it's again, it's according to how they made the movie. But it doesn't matter how they made the movie, so-called truth or lie or misconception. It doesn't really matter, okay? It's how you see it, how you understand what's going on, you see? Because it can be fabricated any way at all. So your experience there, Phil, that's a real wake-up. So again, see, you accepted the soup. You accepted the stew or soup or whatever, okay? You accepted it. All right, what does that tell you? Nobody made you do it. You decided, okay, I'll drink it. And then you see what's going on, you see? And then from it, on the real side, things are happening because you have agreement there with this creature.
Or do you think
Like,
it's like a guardian or something like that?
you think he's a guardian?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, you decide, okay, if you want him as a house pet. Thing being is that
Yeah, Phil, you're the decider.
you can think that, see, again, look at the gargoyles at the Vatican and places around the world. You guys know what gargoyles are?
Yeah.
Did you see
Those things,
Ghostbusters?
right?
Did you see Ghostbusters?
hmm
Okay,
No.
there you go. You got gargoyles in there, etc. Those are
Like
creatures.
ghosts?
Those are creatures in the astral world. You met a creature in the astral world, okay? And they want your agreement, you see? And so you don't know any better. So the dream is showing you, okay, the experience is showing you that there is agreement there still. Now, you can decide not to have that agreement, okay? But that's up to you. But as long as you do, and a lot of people think, that a lot of people pray to the demons and the monsters and the reptilians. That's who they are, etc., thinking that, oh, they're my protectors. Well, you can think that, but it's not so. And when they're bored with you, they eat you. And then you come back into another lifetime. You're just a bug.
You don't want to be eaten, man, let me tell you. No fun.
Yeah. So again, look at your reaction as you did the false wake up in the dream there. You see, look at your reaction there.
Yeah, that was
That's
panicked.
part of the. Yeah, exactly. Look at the action taking place. You weren't happy. And even if you were, it did, in an experience like that, it almost doesn't matter which way it goes because both ways you're deceived. You got to figure it out. And still, when people go through something like that, lots of times they go, oh man, I had this weird dream, is tripping out. Oh, it was really cool. I had this monster in my dream and he tried to eat me and whatever. And you'll listen to people and they'll say, oh yeah, it was really cool. I was tripping out. I was on drugs, whatever. When you take the drugs, when you do stuff like that, you're connecting yourself to the lower astral and these creatures instantly. Yeah, they love it. And your tap line.
Wait, whoa. So drugs connect you to creatures?
Oh yeah, that's all they do.
That's wild, bro. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, all of it does. That's why they make drugs, so that you're connected to the creatures. It's a connection. It's a direct connection. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All of it. Yeah. Basically everything you're doing. See, because again, the first part of your dream shows you that's really your intuitiveness right there. You're getting a hint, and it's saying you don't see what's going on. That's what it's telling you. You can't see the forest for the trees. It's telling you right in front that you do not see what's going on right where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it's telling you. And then you had your uncle telling you that. See? Now you're experiencing it from all those years. I don't know when he told you that a long time ago, but now you're ready to, in some way, face it. Here it is, living color. You decide. You're the decider, young man.
Well, I mean, is it dangerous to tell a creature like that no? Would they retaliate?
Well, of course. Without a second thought. They'd wipe you off the map if they could. They don't care about you. All they do is destroy, because that's what he was doing with you. In other words, his stew was a potion. You see, again, just like witches. When they're making a stew, what are they doing? They're doing a potion. Yeah. Did you ever see, what is it, Starburst?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that cool?
Like the candy?
With Michelle Pfeiffer as the witch, etc.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's a great movie.
I must really like that actress.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's showing you right there. There again, they're showing you, Hollywood's showing you what's going on. This is what they do. Yeah, here in the real side. So you're trapped between two worlds, you see? Until you can get through them. You're trapped. And that'll be it. That'll be your experience lifetime after lifetime. And it'll get worse. It never gets better. It's like, since you've been born to the United States here or whatever, and things going on, it's never gotten better. It's always gotten worse.
Yeah, it's been a downward trend.
Yeah, of course. And they, market you into thinking that, oh, it'll get better, or, things will be like Trump. Yeah, make America great again. What the frig did this idiot do?
Yeah, nothing.
He didn't do anything. He made everybody stupider because he's stupid. Yeah. He's paid a lot by the cabal to be stupid. And he's fine with it because he's not smart enough to take care of himself. But he makes it look good like he is. People think that, oh, Donald's smart and he had his TV show and whatever. No, he's not. These people are stupid. They don't even know what they're doing here. Just because they make money? Money's all about control. Yeah, we play the game. We do it here just like Monopoly. You have Monopoly money. That's what it is. But this is the real thing here. You stay trapped here until you wake up all the way. So, there's a big hint for you again, Phil. Mm-hmm. You're getting all these hints. But you're the decider. So they're going to, as you do the new you and do this, boys, the real guides see your intent. They see if you're wiggly wobbly or whatever you're thinking. They see that. They don't bother. They don't interfere. It's not about good or bad. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about any of that. Yeah, it's not about any of that. That's cute. It's about you deciding, or do you want to get real? Or do you want to just stay like you always have been? So, and they'll just let you be. You can't. You can do the new you forever, but if you don't have the intent, interest, sincerity, etc., there, honor, whatever, humility, then you'll get nothing. You'll just get bored with it. You'll learn some things and you just get bored with it, and the knowledge will just float away. And at some point, you'll be 80 years old and you'll forget why you were here again.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's coming next. That's just right around the corner, just like your experience last time. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just showing you that you're the decider. You're deciding all this, you see? You're not a bad person. It's not about good or bad, right or wrong. It's about what you decide. Now, the 5 bodies have nothing to do with your real awareness, but your real awareness needs to recognize itself so it can do better. So your 5 bodies help it do that. So you have to be interested in helping your real awareness recognizing itself, which is the real you looking through the eyes. I know it sounds kind of funny, doesn't it? But that's
A little bit, but it's fine.
Yeah, because you are awareness and you're operating this body and 4 other ones. It's really very simple, but it takes a lot. It's rather complex because of the, the deception and misunderstanding, misconception, just all the screwiness we've been taught here. You're already programmed a certain way, so you don't really have anything to relate to what makes sense. You only have so-called knowledge, information, routines, abilities, whatever, that correspond to this distorted world that's been created that you've agreed to. So now you finally wake up and see what's really going on. Well, yeah, it's a shock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You really have to want to make sense of your life and what's going on, and to eventually see what all life is, as opposed to just keep going on with your routines that the personal self likes, because again, you've already been programmed to be distorted. How many people go out there every day, just, put their key in their car and turn it on and drive off? And you're poisoning yourself, you're poisoning the world. Does that make sense?
And a lot of those people don't ever come back.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that, see, but they want to do the same routine no matter what. Anybody could invent a water car. It's not that you wait for someone to do it. Anybody could do it, but nobody cares for the most part.
Like a boat car?
Yeah, it's already been done many times. And yeah, the people that have done it, most of them got killed.
I guess that makes sense. Like if you have like a major river, so you can skip the roads and traffic.
Well, say you're thinking in those terms, so trying to get you to recognize your real awareness, see, that's a huge journey.
Oh, gotcha.
That's a huge. So, but this is where it starts. Otherwise, you stay in creation. It's automatic because you've decided it. If you do nothing, then you get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but your experiences are very good. And, for how long you'll do them or whatever, recognize them. But in other words, it's just like when you went to school. The teacher gives the lesson. They give you the hints. I'll read page 10 and 10 through 20. And, in there, here's your assignment. Figure out this. Here's the questions, etc. So that part, you got to do. Teacher doesn't do that for you. You got to do that. Giving you the assignment to, prep you into, taking the initiative for yourself. That's the whole idea there, doing the homework.